I'm pleased to present Queen Bees and Naughty, very mysterious, Team Foxtrot.
All right, first of all, I have to thank you all you guys gathering here in this lovely Friday. Especially thank you, Mr. Peter and our guest. First of all, as we all know, New Zealand, compared to the traditional development countries, New Zealand is just an island country located in the far corner in the Pacific Oceans. So it has its own unique social, economic, cultural characteristics. So as well as their recruitment and development and the employment market. So it's particularly important to develop to build a bridge between the employer and the talents to control the supply of the talents and demand of employers efficiently, to establish a welfare organization to benefit the public is quite necessary. So CBD, jobs and skills hubs, is just exactly the one. So CBD companies supplying free recruitment information and jobs opportunities from all the field of Auckland, from all the field of the companies in Auckland. So, So between, sorry. So at other at other non-profit organizations, CBD also face the some barrier, tough problems. For example, they have a little bit relatively high turnover, staff turnovers. First of all, what I think is the unstable internal staff structure is quite a little bit unstable. So the belonging of this organization is something like lack of belongings. The welfare organization is really designed a personal career development for the staff. So this cost the organization culture a little bit less. Then, for example, when you work in the state-owned enterprises, so you know what exactly happening in the rest of your life. And also, if you work like a salesman, so the more you sell, you can get more commissions. So which one you prefer? And on the other hand, we can get the the salary system is not that stable and not that incentive mechanism is not like the traditional companies. Most of the fundings of the welfare organization is coming from government funding and social donations. So, but compared to the traditional companies, they get more motivated salary systems. So the staff can get more motivation from the salary payment. So this is why the salary system is not good at the traditional companies. Okay, so now in next section we're going to dig inside the details of the problems of this company, of this organization. So I'm going to hand over to my teammate.
So after we found out that there are two issues our clients currently facing, then we had a focus group interview. So the reason why we are doing the focus group interview, the first reason is because that is an effective way to getting first-hand information at a relaxing atmosphere where we can easily build up with at the beginning. And also, it invites more chances of idea sharing because both we and the interviewees will be able to present and dig in any point whenever we feel interesting. Besides, we were able to observe and take notes during any time. Then we won't missing any interesting idea. So there are three findings we found out from focus group interview. First, they are only doing the boredom and repetitive work. The job is the way too repetitive, and they are not being challenged. And the second, they are feeling undervalued. The fixed salary doesn't motivate them that much, and in addition, because of the poor leadership, the most stressful part for them is not knowing what manager expect of them when experiencing the change at work. So what would happen when there is a high labor turnover and the performance is not good? First, the company needs to spend more in recruitment and the interview selection and the training. The training cost of the new employees and the uncertainty of whatever new employees meet the job requirement, and as well as the inefficiency of process to managing the employee turnover and hiring the new employees. So now my teammate Sophia is going to explain it.
And so, what is being influenced? First is the work boring. CBD is a specialized, highly specialized organization, and some of the work is boring, which will increase the organization's turnover. And next is the performance levels. The relationship between performance levels and the labor turnover is opposite. If the organization ignores the importance of the performance levels, they will lose more and more employees. And the third is effective supervision. I think effective supervision has a direct impact on the relationship between employees and employers. Employees are much more likely to like to work in a place where the managers will meet their demands. So and here is the resolution about our project and the effective cross-training. It provides employees with learning and development opportunity to improve their abilities and skills to gain more job satisfaction, and help employees manage change and provide them with the knowledge and skills they need to adapt to the new situations. Employees are assigned to different parts of the jobs and expand their skill base. Let's learn more about the organizations. So it's the performance-based pay. A performance-based pay system can improve job satisfaction and job performance, help attract and retain good employees. Typically, total pay accounts for 40% to 90% of the organization's total operation cost. Through effective pay system management, organizations can significantly reduce the organization's turnover, thereby reducing total cost is about by 4% to 6%, and expanding the organization, improving their performance.
Can I just check? You said reduce manual mobility. Is that a typo mistake? Do you mean reduce manpower mobility?
I think they meant manual work and like try to use technology to make our processes more effective.
Yeah. Yeah. Just okay. Just we'll quickly move on, but just check that quote.
Yes.
It just doesn't.
I refers to this reference.
Yeah. Just okay. Just make sure you paraphrased it correctly. It doesn't quite make sense.
Yes, and effectively supervision and manage employees. And the employees are more likely to work in the organization because with the efficient supervision, the employee will improve their performance and improve their salary. So the satisfaction is also increased, and thus decrease the turnover, labor turnover. Yes. And next is the
Okay,
the
let
whole.
me refresh the whole story for you guys. And so first, we have found out two issues: the labor turnover and the performance levels. Then we did a focus group interview to and identify three issues. They are both of them are affect the operation cost because they are spend more money, more cost for training the new employees. Then we have identified three problems that might influence the labor turnover, which is the work volume, pay levels, and the effectiveness of supervision. So, and then we have come up with a few recommendations for solve these problems. First, we have the performance pay system to motivate the workers to achieve the recruitment target. And then we have the course training that to help them work more effectively. Yes, that's it. Okay. Then our evaluation, we're gonna see the numbers of how many people placed in the job. So which we can find out if the performance is increasing or not. And also we can see the numbers of turnover. If staff stop leaving or leaving them not as many as before, which means we are doing a really good job. And also we're gonna have the questionnaires for evaluate the course training and the employees' satisfaction. And lastly, we're gonna to find out if the wage is increased. If the wage is increased, which means the performance is increased, and so there comes with the recommendation.
Okay. Hello everyone. And above all, we have three recommendations here. And first, providing the necessary training. And it includes two kinds of training, new employee induction training and job skill training. And we recommend that new employees be introduced to organization's mission, business environment, and organizational structure, and so on. and it can help the new employees have a clear understanding of our organization and have a sense of accomplishment in the job, in the work, and job skill training. And it will improve the efficiency of staff and reduce the operating cost of our organization. I think it will help. And the second one is improving performance and appraisal and welfare. And the stable employee benefit and the performance-related pay, both of them are important. Yeah, we think we recommend and we can set up like some appraisals like the employee attendance rate and maybe working time contribution and like this, and give them the cooperating rewards. Yeah, okay. And the third one is some effective management. And three key options here. And the first one is building relationship, communication effectively and fairly. And all of them we will improve the enthusiasm of the employees, and will help our company create a good working atmosphere here. We think so. We think about them can help our CBD organization improve our staff performance and reduce the employee turnover. Yeah, we hope so. Okay, that's all.
So that is.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good, good. Let's stay there. I'm going to ask questions now. Let's just stop and restart this. Yeah. Right. Okay. Questions? Questions from our.
So I do have one question. So you guys were talking about performance and increasing pay based on performance. So how can you make sure that you're measuring the right indicators to decide how much someone would get as an increase to their pay versus how much someone else would get?
Okay, there's unavoidable that there are some positive or negative impacts of pay, performance-based pay system, performance-based pay systems. So our performance-based pay, just for me a second. Just for me a second.
Performance.
Yeah, performance-based pay systems.
Yeah.
So should be like the multiple levels that not only for the individual employees but also for the team build up. So which for example, when the bonus are given to the teams, that when the operation among the employees will improve, like were enhanced. So the employees is not going to only focus on the individual performance build up, but also going to focus on the team operations. Yeah, that's it.
Did that answer all your questions?
Yeah, I guess it did.
It added something new.
Sounds like they have a plan.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Have you another question?
So another thing they mentioned was supervising, that managing the hub should be done better. So I guess as far as supervision is concerned, how can you improve the way that the manager will supervise the project without it making it harder?
Well, that's really depends on what kind of supervise mechanism you carry out in the organization. Yeah. So what I think is we need to humanize the regulation rather than control the people. Yeah, we need to use our emotion to influence what they do, what they should do. Otherwise, we cannot just force them to do what you have to do. So that really depends on the system, the regulation.
That was your personal view. Did the others of you have a view about that question as well?
So maybe when they being hard on the the effectiveness of supervision. Yes, I think it gonna make the jobs harder. But if the manager can like give some personal cares for the daily life, like or not overworking or eat on time, I guess. Then yeah.
You just build a better relationship.
Yes,
with the
that's what I mean.
employees
Yes.
while improving the process.
Yes.
You did raise some points, though, on one of your slides about the management process. Yeah, that one.
Is it?
Yeah. This is a recommendation for the development of managers.
Yeah.
So that was the beginning of recommendations for managers. Yeah. And would you also consider training the managers to become trainers as well?
Yes.
Then
they are be able to like motivate their staffs.
and train their staff
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Questions from other teams?
Thank you.
Thank you. Questions are good. Right. What's been one of the great challenges that you have overcome by doing this project?
I mean, for doing this
For the team, yeah.
For the team.
You,
Actually, at the beginning, we have different views, different opinion of how to do the project. Like one of our group members come up with we should do the questionnaires to get the real minds from our clients. Then we discussed in the group, and like we have a little bit complex during the conversation, during the discussion. Then we
Maybe not.
yeah. Oh yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. We solved out. So then we decided to use the focus group interview. Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's it.
right, and that turned out valuable for you.
Yes.
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 Yeah. Okay. Did anybody else have a different kind of challenge they experienced?
And this organization is completely different with the traditional companies. So the subject is a little bit abstract. So it's completely different with the business like profit chasing companies. So all of the stuff inside is not chasing money. It's not aimed at profit. So which makes us a little bit confused sometimes. Yeah. Then like ordinary business, every people, maybe you can use money, you can use payment system to motivate the staff. But in this system, it's completely different. We need to use our different thought to think about how to keep the business going. Yeah.
Excellent,
Yeah.
excellent. The not-for-profit sector has interesting challenges because some workers, employees, they are voluntary workers.
Yeah.
And so their managers say, well, they're voluntary, they're not being paid anything.
Yeah. Sure.
I don't have to manage them well
Definitely.
at all. I can abdicate my responsibility as a manager. I mean, they don't say that formally, but it's a dynamic that happens.
Yeah.
But actually, I am volunteering. I'm giving my time to you rather than somebody else.
Sure.
I expect my time to be valued.
Yeah.
I don't have to be paid for it, but I expect it to be effective and efficiently used.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I will go and give my time elsewhere.
Yeah, sure.
And maybe also, I would like to upskill, build new skills that I can use to add more value to you or to another organisation. And maybe I want to get employed or wages in another organisation eventually. So there's a whole set of literature about not-for-profit organisations, sometimes the dysfunctional management, but also the issues about what people are seeking in rewards. Yeah. Any other comments from anybody about anything? Right, well, we'll just give feedback now. Would you like to start some of the apples, some of the good points about the presentation?
I like their diagram for
Causal diagram.
Yes, the analysis diagram
Okay, the diagram.
Which one?
is
Yeah,
this
this
one.
one.
Yeah.
It's better than us.
Thank you.
I liked the way that you because these things are complicated when you first look at them. It was nice that you gave us the point of focus by coming up with the different circles like that. That was a nice innovation. Yeah.
So I have a question. Is that necessary to write the circle in the balance or we are in the middle?
What?
Sorry?
Again?
The closed loop diagram should write a circle in the middle to show it's a balance loop or it's a reinforced loop.
I know what you mean. Yeah, you mean a loop. You mean within
Yeah.
here?
Yeah.
Uh,
Everyone should be. She should calculate every factors and
Yeah.
calculate either the balance or in the reinforcement.
or reinforcing, or yeah. You make up your own mind about that. I don't have an opinion about that. Sometimes they give a sort of indicator about what this loop is doing. The recruitment loop or the turnover loop or whatever. That is just an additional descriptor to help you understand what's going on. This diagram has used a different approach to helping us understand how it works. Yeah. Right, anyway, quickly moving on. Other areas of improvement to the presentation. Any other points you want to make about what was...
I think they did a good job presenting because it's very efficient and quite short. They got straight to the point right away. And they presented a pretty clear picture of what we do. The only area for improvement would be that part of the hub is also training. So it's jobs and skills hub. We recruit and we train people. So we train people so they can be employable specifically in construction and hospitality. So that's just one aspect that they weren't able to cover. But I understand that for because of time constraints, they had to focus on one problem, which is recruitment. So that's
Yeah. And what's interesting here is that it's an organisation focused on training.
yes, yeah.
And part of the solution is
training.
physician heal thyself.
Yeah.
As trainers, train yourself and train your managers. So it's an elegant reinforcing irony somewhere amongst that lot. Okay. Any other areas of improvement that your team wants to make? I would just remark, when you start a presentation, the first few words, the first few lines are crucial to get right, to engage the audience and captivate them. It's that when you grab the whole stage. So make sure that the introductory speaker is well rehearsed to lead in to the presentation. The three of you, excellent speakers with tremendous preparation and confidence. Yeah, so that's good. But on the other hand, it's always very nervous to be the first person to act, which means you've got to be really well rehearsed. Okay, and again, compliments on the CLD background. Any other positive points you want to say? Okay?
Yeah.
Very good.
Thank
Excellent
you.
presentation. Nice one to end that with. Right. Okay. So that's perfect. Right.